Happy Wednesday evening to you guys. Happy hump day to my Sassy Ketonians. What day is it? Ha ha ha. I saw that commercial for the first time in the longest time. So I'm just going to wait, see who gets on. I announced it, so I'm expecting people to be here. Let me know when you get here. Make sure you put your name up so that I know who you are and where you're from. I see a couple of people are on. Y'all, I swear, some of the thumbnails that pop up. Hey, Becky. Some of these, I swear, they're bad. Is it not wonderful? I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. When I get off of here tonight, I'm gonna make me a steak. One of those steaks that I got from Jesse's last night. Can't wait. Because I saved my protein for dinner tonight. All I've had today is my BPC this morning. And then I've had water all day. And for this afternoon, when I was starting to get a little peckish, starting to feel a little hungry, then I had some cream cheese with butter and macadamia nuts. Just all fat. I was saving that protein so I can have one of those steaks tonight. I'm super excited. Well, people are popping on and popping off. I don't know if we've got a bad connection or they just don't know if they want to stay or not. I've got like football hair tonight. I don't know what this whooshy thing is on this side of my head, that big gray streak I've got. But I got to do something about that. I'm going to have to get some of that really good gel stuff to hold that down. I don't like that. All right, where's everybody at? It is Wednesday night. People may be at church. I didn't think about that. Ooh, Brussels sprouts. I hadn't had Brussels sprouts in a while. I'm the only one that'll eat them in my house, so I don't fix them very often. So this is, did you restart at the beginning of the year, Becky, or were you well into it and just following the challenge? Hey, Cammie. How's your Wednesday going, hon? We're kind of just hanging out waiting on folks to show up. Well, Becky, I thought you were well into it. I appreciate you following the challenge. Do you think that it's making a difference? I mean, I feel like it is. I feel like there's people really paying closer attention and participating more. And Lynn made a comment today that just being in the challenge and being, being accountable and transparent and having to post every day. Hey, Edna. You did the chicken? Was it good? I feel like, hey, Sandra. I feel like just being accountable, and she had put a note in today that it made her think twice before she cheats. And that's just the truth. And yes, being alone sometimes it gets hard. But now y'all need to remember, because the ones that are just now starting, a lot of them are, and it's not just one, it's a lot of people that are just starting right now. They tend to just want to ask me questions. The thing is guys, y'all that are watching on the replay, y'all that are on here right now, the whole purpose of Sassy Keto Nurse and Friends, the Sassy Keto Nurse, and this challenge is to provide support and encouragement for each other. The thing is, it's just like with Becky. Becky is following the challenge this month, but she's been on keto for a really long time. So, if you have questions, you don't just have to message me to ask those questions. You can also 104. I'm sorry. Congratulations, Becky. Hey, Brianna. Becky, that. Whew, that's life-changing right there. Wow. Not even a year in, y'all. 114 pounds, not even a year in. And Becky, what has changed in your life? Were you on medications before? Are you a type 1, type 2? Did you have any GI issues that keto has solved for you? I'm telling you, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to cry, but that right there, y'all have no idea how many times a week somebody will send me an email and say, thank you so much for helping me. And like with Becky, I don't believe that you were following me from the beginning, were you, Becky? Because I know I've seen you on here quite a bit here lately, but you started on your own, didn't you? Glory be to God. Glory be to God. A1C 9 and now down to 5.4, no fatty liver and off all medications. Wow. Wow. Congratulations. Y'all, this is what keto can do. This is what keto can do. Keto can change your life. It can save your life. It saved my life, in my opinion. I was morbidly obese at 305 pounds. I was very lucky that I was not a type 2 diabetic. I was borderline. I was very lucky that my cholesterol had not gotten terribly bad. Both my parents have heart disease. My mother has blood pressure issues and cholesterol issues. My dad had a debilitating heart attack about 7 years ago, collapsed in the living room. Come to find out, he had had several mini attacks during that day, and he thought it was just heartburn. My whole family has stuff. My brother died from colon cancer. Hi, Pam. This is my first cousin, y'all. My brother died from colon cancer at the age of almost 18. I have a lot of junk in my health history. My dad is a type 2 diabetic, insulin dependent, injections every day. I did not want that. Keto saved my life. On the side that it took my depression and my anxiety away. I have been able to handle the stress in my life so much better since I've been on keto because I balanced my hormones. Now, several people that are on here, Cammie, I know you did 2030, and there's a couple of others that are starting right now that have done 2030, and you're taught during 2030 how it balances your hormones. And keto does the same thing. 2030 is along the same lines as far as the food itself. 2030 is just a lot more restrictive. And for me, it was just too expensive for me. That's the whole reason I didn't do it. That's how I started this keto journey. If you watch my welcome and introduction video, that's how I ended up doing keto, is I went to a 2030 meeting. And Cammie, you were at that meeting. In fact, I think that you got up and talked at that meeting. And I was very interested in doing the 2030 program, but I just didn't have the money. Hey, Kim. And I just didn't have the money to do it. And so during that meeting, they talked about ketosis, and 2030 was a program, and I mean, it's still a program here in the county and all over the place. That is, it's a 30-day program that it does. I don't know that it guarantees, but it says that you can lose 20 pounds in 30 days. And it talked a lot about ketosis, about balancing hormones, about how ketogenic living. Hi, Carla from South Arkansas. So I hope that I was informed. Hey, Cindy. I was informed by my daughter last night that I sound very country. And I know that I do. I am very country. I speak Rabanese. But I hope that it doesn't offend anybody. This is just me. Y'all, I don't change myself in any way, form, or fashion when I'm on here. And most of the people that are local and my cousin can all tell you, this is just me. This is who I am. So that's how I started, is I went to one of those meetings, but I couldn't afford the program. It's a structured program through a gym, and it was rather expensive. And the part of it that bothered me was that it involved a lot of supplements, and it was extremely restrictive, and it was very expensive. And so I couldn't do that. So instead, I came home and I took what I had heard in that meeting that worked, because I knew that it worked. I mean, I was seeing people all over the county that were losing tons of weight. And all I thought was, this obviously works. There's something about this that works. Let me look into it. So I came home, got on the computer. I started researching ketosis, what it was, beneficial ketosis, nutritional ketosis, medical ketosis. And I decided, okay, so maybe this is what I need to do. Maybe this is what I need to try. And to be very honest with you, y'all, my first few months, whoo. I mean, I had a lot of success. I did really well. I was losing weight, but y'all, I sure wasn't doing it right. I did everything wrong that could be done wrong. And I'm telling y'all, that's the reason I started Sassy Keto Nurse, is because when I started losing all the weight, people started asking me, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are you losing the weight? What are you doing? And at first I was just answering everybody's questions, and then I was like, golly, because I was getting crazy. I was getting like 15, 20 text messages an hour, and I was getting all these people calling my house, and I was like, okay, because y'all would have to know me. So did they do it in the olive oil, Pam? Pam called me or messaged me earlier today, and she ordered pizza from her local pizza joint and had them do it on a cauliflower crust, y'all. And I told her, when you do something like that, just make sure that they're not baking it in vegetable oil, because vegetable oil ruins the whole thing. That ruins the whole thing. So as long as they did it in olive oil, then, I mean, you can't really know what all they're putting into their crust. But the cauliflower pizza crust are great. You can get those. There's some at Walmart now, Good Eats or something like that you can get. And you can try those. No oil at all. Absolutely wonderful. So when I started, I made so many mistakes, and I was so confused, and I was I was on the computer all the time. And you watch these videos, you go to YouTube and you try to watch these videos. Well, I was watching one doctor that no, and I was listening to him there for a bit and doing everything that he was saying, but he sells a ton of products, and I was like, I'm kind of wary of this. And then I found Dr. Berry, and when I found Dr. Ken Berry, I started watching everything, because he started his YouTube in October the year before I started. So he had only been doing the YouTube for about 8 or 9 months when I started. And I found him, and I just devoured everything he had. And then I found Jimmy Moore. And then I got to reading the books that they mentioned, and I got Keto Clarity. And then I started kind of finding out, okay, so I was doing this all wrong. But it's so hard to find good information, because especially now, because now that keto is so popular, everything out there is keto. I got so excited about 3 months ago because I saw a Woman's World in the grocery store that had a keto thing. They do a weight loss thing every single month. And it was about keto. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Well, I opened it up and it wasn't keto. It was partly keto. It was more paleo. It was clean eating, but it included a lot of fruit and a lot higher carbs than we would eat on keto. And now, heavens to Betsy, y'all, everything's keto. You go in the store and Slim Fast is keto, and there's 4 different keto programs, and Nutrisystem's got a keto program. Well, here's the problem with that. If you read the ingredients, you're going to find out that they ain't keto at all. They are frankenfood. Frankenfood. They are bad. They are full of chemicals and crud. Y'all, what we should be putting in our bodies on keto should not have ingredients, really. I mean, a few things, your condiments and stuff that you use, you can buy a few of them, they're okay, but and the whole exogenous ketones thing, nope. For this to work and for it to truly heal your body and for it to truly do what it is meant to do, and the weight loss is just, that's a side effect. For the healing to occur, for the inflammation to go away, your body needs to be making ketones. Your body needs to transition into a fat-burning state to where it makes the ketones that burn the fat. Otherwise, yeah, you may be in ketosis per your blood and pee because you're drinking these exogenous ketone drinks, but you're not teaching your body to do what it needs to do. It's like this generation of children that we have raised. In our generation, and I'm not throwing off on nobody, please don't be offended, but in my generation, my mom and daddy didn't hand me everything I wanted. If I wanted something, I worked for it, and they taught me how to work for it. My mama sat me down and taught me how to save money so that I could buy me a car when I turned old enough. My daddy taught me how to take care of my car. He wouldn't let me drive my car until I could change a tire, I could change my own oil, and he actually made me rotate my tires. But he made me do those things, and I had to be able to drive a stick shift before I could pull out of the driveway in my car, which my car was a stick shift. But that was the only option we got. And I grew up, and I'm as guilty as anybody else. I'm going to do better for my kids than I had when I was that age, and I have handed them everything, and these kids feel so entitled. And that's the reason we have such disrespect, because they aren't taught how to do things. Y'all, in my generation going through school, we had home economics. We were taught in school how to balance a checkbook, how to cook dinner, how to iron clothes, how to do laundry, how to bake a cake, how to embroider, how to cross stitch, how to run a sewing machine. We were taught those things in school. Now they're not taught any of that stuff. And now it's all just handed to them. And now they have the internet and the World Wide Web, and they can just access anything, anywhere. Well, that's what happens when you give your body exogenous ketones. There you go. There's your ketones. You don't have to work for them. Here they are. Well, then your body don't have to work for them, and it doesn't learn how to burn the body fat. I know that it's very scary eating all this fat. I know that it's scary. But y'all, you're teaching your body to take fat and use it as fuel. And I promise you, the process works. Promise. From the bottom of my heart, I promise. From the only chin I've got left, promise. I used to have 3 or 4. Anywho's. Hey, Ann. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight and I touched on it a few minutes ago. We are a community. I made that post today. That was the one word that jumped out at me from that picture, was community. And I asked everybody to get on and to say what jumped out at them from that. You know, make a post, share your thoughts, and nobody did. Not one single person did, which disappointed me, because I thought everybody was starting to really get into doing this and to participating, but I'll get over that. We are a community. We have a lot of people. Just in this challenge right now, we've got about 45 or 50 people participating. On Sassy Keto Nurse, I've got about 330 followers there. On Sassy Keto Nurse and Friends, gal, we're getting there. Last I looked, before I started this live, we were at 381 members. That's a lot of resources, because a lot of those people have been keto for over a year. They have been following me or been in the group or, you know, been working on this lifestyle for a very long time. So the reason I say that is I don't ever want y'all to feel like I am not there for you when you need me, okay? But very honestly, my full-time job during the daytime, I'm a pediatric nurse. I take care of fragile respiratory children. So there are going to be times that I will not be able to answer you. And the thing is that I'm not the only one who can. Put it out there. Post it in the group. Post it in the challenge. There's someone that knows the answer to that when I can't answer you. I promise you there is. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to come and answer you at some point. But if I have an emergency going on with one of my peds kids, my phone is the last thing I worry about. You know, from early morning until pretty late evening most days, I'm indisposed. Now, there's some days that it's not too bad and I'm on my phone all day, or I've got my phone sitting right next to me and I answer all my questions and I answer all my texts and everything else. But then there's other days that I just can't. You have each other. This is a community. I want y'all to think of this as a community. We are here to support and encourage each other. There are questions that you're going to have, even in this challenge, y'all. We have people that started last Tuesday on the 1st of the month. They've been doing this for 6 more days than the ones that started this Monday. And so they've been through some of the stuff that y'all are going through right now. And ask them. Post it. Reach out. That's what this transparency check-in challenge is about. Reach out and say, okay, I'm struggling. I am seriously about to eat half a box of Fruit Loops right now. I am craving me some sweets. I just picked my kid up from basketball, and all I want is a big old bag of popcorn from that basketball game. Be honest. Be transparent. Someone on here or myself, if I'm available, I will answer. But someone is going to answer you, and someone has been through that. And that's what a community is about. I get so aggravated in some of the other groups that I'm in with, and I've said this before, with the keto police, because you get on there and you're asking an honest question and people are going to make mistakes. Not everybody is doing this perfect, and they discourage them. Don't discourage people. Don't discourage people. Lift them up, encourage them, tell them what worked for you and what didn't. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing, y'all. I have studied a ton of this stuff, so I do have a little more knowledge than most, but somebody else could answer questions too if I'm not able to. I feel really guilty that sometimes I'll get 6 or 8 messages from, like today, today, honest to goodness. Today I got messages from 4 different people at one point, and there was something going on. There was an emergency going on in the home I was in, and you know, I could hear my phone over there vibrating, and I knew pretty well that it was probably, you know, the group or something on Facebook. But right now I'm kind of keeping an eye out too, because Brianna could go into labor anytime, and so I'm kind of watching for that. But I felt really bad because it was like 45 minutes, an hour before I was able to get over there and sit down and answer all of those questions. Oh, that's fine, Becky. And I know all about that working all day thing. Believe me, I know all about it. I'm usually 8:30 to 8:30, but I've dropped the evening patient right now. Actually, I didn't drop them. My agency told me that if I wanted to keep going to that house that I had to sign away my overtime, and I was like, no, that's not going to happen. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight, we're going into week 2. Most of us. Some of us are just starting. But those of you going into week 2, right now is when, this is when it hits. This is when it's, well, I could just have one. That wouldn't hurt me. This is when you're going to want to cheat. Okay? I want to talk to y'all about the consequences of cheating and what it can do to you. One cheat. One. Because at this point, you know, you're 7 days in, you're on the cusp of being in Wonderland, in that beautiful, oh good, Pam, hopefully that'll keep you from having any cramping tonight. I feel terrible that you did that last night. Anybody that didn't see that post today, make sure you go back and read it too, about electrolytes. But you're right there. You are right there. You are so close to waking up one morning and going, holy crud, I feel good. And just things changing. Please don't cheat. Because one cheat, one cookie, one cheese Danish, one piece of toast with jelly on it can set you back 24 to 48 hours because you just introduced glucose back into your system, and now your body is all confused again. It's like, whoa. Stop this ketosis thing. She's going to give us the carbs. She's going to give us the carbs. And then you're starting all over. Don't cheat. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I promise. It ain't worth it. Get through this next week, and getting into the 3rd week is when we're going to start talking about baked goods, and I'm going to do some baked goods for the 3rd week. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have to look back through my stuff. The cravings and the addiction comes right back. One cheat, you're starting all over. And I know that sounds extreme, but in these first few weeks, that's the way it is. This is a commitment to yourself, not to anyone else, to yourself. And because of that, you have to look at it as, this is something I want to do for me. I want everybody to go and watch my YouTube video tonight on your why. It's in the starting up playlist on my YouTube. Watch the video about your why. I think it's called Know Your Why. The Know Your Why and the Being a Butterfly, 2 of the videos that I really enjoyed making. That whole startup playlist is pretty decent, but y'all have to understand, you know, I don't have all the equipment everybody else has, and I don't have the editing equipment. I literally do this on my phone. So my videos are not as high quality as everybody else's, but that's all right. I ain't worried about high quality. I'm just worried about getting the information out to people so that they know the truth and so that they can do this without making all the crazy mistakes that I made. Because I did. I made a ton of mistakes in the beginning, and I struggled and I struggled and I struggled. And then I found Dr. Berry and Jimmy Moore, and I don't do things exactly the way that Dr. Berry and Nisha do them. I don't do things the way that Jimmy Moore does them. Everybody does their stuff different. Right now, Dr. Berry and Nisha are doing a carnivore challenge. And Dr. Berry has actually been carnivore keto for almost 9 months. And Nisha, she struggles with Hashimoto's, or she did. And keto has really helped her. But she eats completely different than me. They like all that... Candace, help me out here. Sauerkraut and all that. Was it fermented foods? I am not a fermented foods human. I told you it was good. Y'all, Misty did the spaghetti squash spaghetti tonight for dinner. That stuff is good. I love it. And the great thing about spaghetti squash, Misty, is that you don't just have to do the spaghetti. You can do spaghetti squash. And I got to a point that I would just eat the spaghetti squash with just butter and salt. I just loved it. I just loved the spaghetti. It gave me that, it satisfied my pasta urge. I'm not a big fan of zoodles. Hi, Christy. I'm not a big fan of zoodles, but spaghetti squash, I can tear some spaghetti squash up. And with the kids, what's great about spaghetti squash is if you let it cool and then let them drag the forks through it, they think that's the coolest thing ever, is that it goes from being, looks like a watermelon or a cantaloupe in the inside, and you drag a fork through it and you've got noodles. It's crazy. So that's good there. So that's a lot of what I wanted to say tonight. And I know that we've only been on here 30 minutes and it hasn't been much, but that's really what I wanted to get through tonight. Us going into this second week, it's all about committing to yourself. Go over to my YouTube channel, watch the startup playlist. Definitely watch the Know Your Why and the Becoming a Butterfly. Those mean the world to me. And go back and read that post that I put up today that had the picture. And I really do. I want y'all to look at that picture. Getting the magnesium, Pam, is the only thing that I can tell you that's going to keep you from cramping. Make sure that you take a good Epsom salt bath tonight so that you've got your magnesium in and you've drank the calm tea. If you do start cramping, get up and start walking, start moving. That'll help ease the cramps. But the biggest thing is making sure that you're getting those electrolytes in. And y'all, we're drinking a lot of water. We are drinking a lot of water. I know I am. This is I've been drinking 20-ounce bottles today, and I drank 5 of those today. And then this is a 16.9 that I have up here at the house. And that's a lot of water. And when you drink that much water and your fat cells are opening up and releasing stuff, you're losing salt and stuff too. So that's the reason that you have to make sure that you're intaking that 2 teaspoons of salt, and make sure that you're eating magnesium-rich foods. And for those of you that I've done meal plans for, in the snacks, a lot of the snacks, almonds are great for magnesium. Avocado, you never go wrong with avocado, y'all. And if you don't like it, disguise it. Disguise it. Go on Google and look up avocado chocolate pudding. It's just pure cocoa that you put in it. But the thing is that I don't want my people starting out this week and, these first 2 weeks, I don't want y'all making sweet treats. Because I need y'all to get away from the sweets. I need that addiction to be quashed before we introduce sweet treats and baked goods. And that's the thing, Pam. Breathing through it, walking. Stretch it out. But hopefully you're not going to have to worry about that tonight, because you've done a really good job today of taking in your magnesium and getting in. No, the magnesium, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If when you get too much magnesium, it just gives you diarrhea. Yeah, I said diarrhea. But yes, that's what happens. Because that's what we use for people that are constipated. It's magnesium citrate, the liquid, or milk of magnesia. But your body needs magnesium. So make sure that you're getting, what you need. If you start when you lay down at night, if you got twitchy legs, go eat you a handful of almonds. And I tried to find it today, Pam, when I got home, and I couldn't find it, so I don't know where I put it. Once I find it, I will get it, and I will get a picture for you. I bought some lotion, and I believe that it was at Walgreens. That was Epsom salt lotion. Yeah, magnesium, I'm telling y'all. That's what we use. Right now, I've got Brianna tearing up some magnesium. She just had surgery, and she announced it on Facebook, so I guess it's all right for me to announce it now. She had a hemorrhoidectomy yesterday morning. She had a hemorrhoid that thrombosed it. It was an emergent situation. And so she had to have a hemorrhoidectomy yesterday morning, which is one of the most painful surgeries there is out there. The recovery from it is horrendous because there's nowhere else for stuff to go, So, yeah, got her on some magnesium sulfate, and she's doing high fiber and lots of water. And the only lotion you found was for the feet. Was it magnesium lotion? I mean, it's lotion. As long as you don't put it on no open areas. Oh, and she's 37 weeks pregnant. Yeah, while they were doing the surgery, they only did a saddle block. So she was awake while they're doing this. And they had her like almost on her stomach, but not, they had her over sideways. And one of the nurses asked her, "Honey, are you moving your arm under the blanket because it's causing this whole surgical field to move?" And Brianna said, "No, I'm not moving my arm." And she says, "Well, something's moving the entire surgical." Yes, Epsom salt lotion, that's what you want. And Brianna said she just turned her head around and looked at the woman. She says, "That would be my daughter." She said that Nevaeh was having a dance party the whole time they were in surgery. So it did not affect Miss Nevaeh hardly at all. She's happy as a lark. And poor old Brie, she's suffering. She is suffering. I don't know if she's still on here or not. She popped on and said, hey, she loved me. But I think it's probably because she tried to call me, and I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb, so she got denied, and she's probably checking to see if I was live. Because my kids know if mom's phone's on Do Not Disturb, she's either on a live or she's asleep. Yeah, but even for feet, Pam, if it's Epsom salt lotion, you can use it on your legs all the way up to your calf, all the way up to your thighs. You can use it on your arms. Just don't use it in any open areas, which you wouldn't. But the cramping, the best thing you can do is Epsom salt baths and that Epsom salt lotion to your legs and calves. Even if it says it's for feet, it's just lotion. They've just targeted something so that they can sell it. It's like, folks, hemorrhoid cream. People use hemorrhoid cream on their face all the time for wrinkles. Ew. I mean, not that it's that big of a deal. It's just cream, but it's just the thought of it. Once you label something, it's labeled. Let's see. What else did I have to... And I had wrote stuff down today too, y'all. Lots of stuff. Is Lisa Wall on here? I ain't seen her. Lisa, if you watch this on the replay, you need to get with me, sister. You were our winner this week and I hadn't heard from you. I need to get up with you here in town or whatever to give you your gift. You're going to like it. It's real cool. Oh, and my stickers coming. Let me show you. So there's the stickers. And then, well, I don't have to open that. My pens came. And I know it's backwards. But it says Sassy Keto Nurse. Oh, that's upside down. It says Sassy Keto Nurse. And then it says helping you get your health back one delicious bite at a time. And it's got my website at the bottom. And they write in black and they write really good. So, these may be a giveaway. I don't know. Just a stupid giveaway, you know. It's like these ain't cheap though. I'm going to tell you that. Didn't realize they'd be expensive as they were. But I'm going to have tumblers made where I don't have to put stickers on them. But for right now, that's how it comes. Is that tumbler with a sticker on it. Because I want them made so that you can stick them in the dishwasher. And I don't think you can stick that in the dishwasher. I think that'll have to be hand washed. But I've got the whole bag put together ready if Miss Lisa get in touch with me. Alright, y'all. I don't think there's anything else. For those that didn't hear me in the beginning, my day in synopsis was I had my BPC for breakfast. I finished it by 10 o'clock. I drank water for the rest of the day. I did not want to eat one of my breakfast muffins because between that and my BPC, my protein would have been too high for me to be able to have one of them big old steaks that Jessie gave me. So this evening about 3:30, 4 o'clock, I guess it was, I had some cream cheese and butter and macadamia nuts. And when I say that, I really mean like a chunk of butter, a big spoonful of cream cheese, melted it in the microwave till I was able to get it creamy, and then I put some macadamia nuts in there and ate it like yogurt. So that's all I've had. Like I've had 5 20-ounce water, so that's 100 ounces. This is 16.9. I've done, let's see, I had 8, so that's 40, 10 more, 9, so 55 squats so far, and I'm going to up my squats to 8 tomorrow, I think. I did not do my workout this morning. And I don't believe I'm going to do it tonight because when I do a workout after 8 o'clock, I cannot go to sleep. And I did much better last night. I was asleep last night. By 11, I woke up about 1:15 and had to go to the loo. So I took care of that and went back to bed, and I slept until 6:30. And I want to sleep from like 10:30 to 6:30, but that's not going to happen because I don't get in bed till 11. I try to get in bed by 10:30, but it don't always happen. But that's 10:30 to 6:30 is my 8-hour block that I have blocked out, that my phone's on Do Not Disturb. The only calls that come through are from my kids if it's an emergency, and nothing else comes through. Now, is the DDP yoga, is it on Beachbody? Or is that something at your local gym or something? Because I got to thinking, y'all, some of my local folks on the weekends, if y'all wanted to get together to do a workout, if we had a place that we could get together, I have the Beachbody On Demand, and I have the hookups to hook my phone into a TV so that we could play it on a big TV if people wanted to get together to do workouts or something. But that's only like if y'all wanted to. I'm getting all about this community thing, and y'all don't understand how big that is for me. For me, before I did, part of the reason I started Sassy Keto Nurse, and that was the story I was telling at the beginning, was because I am not a real social person when it comes to, I mean, I do fine, you know, one-on-one with people and all, but I've never been real good at the whole people thing. I just really didn't. I'm a nurse. I realize that. And when I'm in the hospital and I walk into a room, I turn on the charm, I'm a different human being. But me as a person, I don't like crowds. I don't like big groups of people. I don't like talking to strangers. I've never been able to do those things. I was rather introverted. And that's crazy because all the people that went to school with me that's on here, they're like, well, she was a varsity cheerleader and she's super outgoing and she'll talk to anybody. I will. And I hide my anxiety well. I hide my anxiety well. There are so many people who have no idea how uncomfortable I was. I was a pleaser. The whole reason I was a varsity cheerleader and in all the groups and all that is just because I wanted to belong. I wanted to belong somewhere, and so I did all those things. But the truth is that I always felt like an outsider. I always felt like I didn't belong. And to this day, I've always felt that way. I've always had severe social anxiety. And so when I first started Sassy Keto Nurse, it was so that people would quit walking up to me in the Walmart and in the grocery store and want to talk to me in public. Because I couldn't handle it. It was killing my anxiety. So that's why I started. Now, don't bother me a bit. Don't bother me at all. I will ask Melissa Collins Welburn, she's on here. I've run into her. I've run into several people local. I'll stand there and talk to you all day now. Don't bother me at all. I don't care who's staring. I don't care who don't like that we're standing in the middle of the aisle. It don't bother me anymore. My anxiety is not an issue anymore for me. So, but that was why I started it. So y'all, for me to be able to say, hey, let's get together and do this, or hey, let's get together and do that, that's crazy for me. So, Becky, you're a nurse too. Are you a nurse or are you in another field? I know I already know this. You're at St. Joe's, as in St. Joseph's in Atlanta? But either way, I know y'all don't want to hear all my crap, and we're down to 4 people that's still on here, so I guess I run everybody off tonight. Anyways, I love y'all to death, and y'all have changed my life as much as keto did. Having y'all here has meant MA and phlebotomist in Ohio. Okay, phlebotomy. Isn't it fun? I'm a veins girl. I just love it. I don't get to do a whole lot of it anymore now that I'm in pediatrics and I do home health. I don't have a whole lot. They want RNs to do all the blood draws for the most part. But when I was in the hospital, I was the one. Hey, y'all need an IV done? Call me. I'll go. Didn't scare me a bit. He ain't got no veins? I'll find a vein. I'll find something. I absolutely love it. And, I'm the nurse that is in public and sees somebody in the store And they call it nurse porn, y'all. When you walk by this dude or at the gym. Oh, I just want to walk up and touch the veins. I know it's terrible, but it's the truth. I love it. I used to tell the girls in the lab that I worked with, oh, I just want to do lab with y'all one day so I can go and stick everybody. I just enjoy it. But I am terrified of needles. When they draw my blood, I have to look away. I can't look. Now, how crazy is that? I may have to try next time, since my anxiety's gotten so much better. I may have to try next time and see if I can watch it. And this is, I'm as transparent as you're going to get, Kim. Y'all are learning all about me. All my crazy everything. A lot of people are going to watch this on the replay and think that I'm crazy, and that's all right. That's what this 31 days is about. Now it's 30 because I missed that one day. But I will probably go back and do a live video to fill in that day, since I'm going to make it into a playlist for the month. And I'll probably do something about, you know, why I still have migraines and why that's okay. Keto is not a miracle. It's not. It's natural. You are still going to get the flu sometimes. You still going to get the cold. You still going to get sinus infections. You still going to have migraines if you have migraines. I have a migraine disorder. I've had migraines since I was a teenager. And they were debilitating. But y'all, I'll sure take the 3 that I've had in the last 18 months to the 1 a month that I was having that was keeping me in my bed with the curtains closed and a blanket over my head so that I could even breathe. I was so miserable. I was missing work. It would make me sick to my stomach. It was so bad. 3 in 18 months, I count that a win. I count it a win. And so that's probably what I'll do, is do a live or a YouTube video to plug in for that day and just kind of explain what happened to me and why and how the body works and stuff, and just make it we try to make everything a positive, don't we? So going out of hump day, we're going into day 2 of week 2 tomorrow. I want some more participation, and I want y'all to share all of this stuff on your timelines. The stuff you can share. Now, the closed group stuff you won't be able to share. Anything from Sassy Keto Nurse and Friends you will not be able to share. That is a closed group for a reason. There are people that don't want everybody knowing the mistakes they're making or the problems they're having. And I don't think everybody understands that that's a closed group. You can post in there and no one is going to see it except for your fellow Sassy Ketonians. If you're having problems, post it in there. Let other people help you. There's over 380 people in there. Somebody has experienced the same thing. But Sassy Keto Nurse, share it all. Share it all. Especially y'all that are out there and away. You're in Ohio. We had somebody on here earlier. I forget where they were from. That's terrible of me. But I do. All these people from all over. Share it, share it, share it. And then, one thing I did want to say. I sent a message to Adapt Your Life today. And I don't know exactly who responded to me. But I had seen a post on somebody else's thing that said that there might be an online access, or bleh, that sounded horrible, an online access thing, like a subscription that you could do for these conferences they're having. There's not. But they did respond back to me, and they said, no, there's not at this time, but please follow the page and, go to our YouTube page and follow the videos and all that kind of thing. And I said, well, I'm hoping to bring a group of my followers to both the Tennessee conference and the Atlanta conference. If I can get this group together, is there a discount offered? And they come back and they said, we don't have any discounts offered. And the early bird tickets, they only have room for 300 in Tennessee. And they couldn't tell me exactly how many they could seat in the Atlanta conference. They haven't heard back from them yet, apparently. But those that want to go to Tennessee with me, we need to get our tickets this week. This week. We need to get our tickets. So anybody that wants to go to Tennessee with me on February 9th, we need to get our tickets. And my concern is I'm going to buy these tickets and then my daughter's going to have that baby. And I'm not going to be there to be able to go. But she's due on the 28th, and this is her second baby, and she's going to have that baby before February 9th. I'm quite sure of it. So I'm going to buy my ticket on Friday. And then he messaged, or whoever messaged back, and they were like, you are the one, I said, because I said, thank you so much for responding so quickly. And they came back and they were like, thank you, in all caps, the you in all caps, for doing what you're doing. Keep spreading the word. Please come up and speak to me at the conference. I don't know who me is. So tomorrow I'm going to send them a message back and be like, is this Dr. Eric Westman? Because I think it probably is. But anyways, I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday night. I'm about to go cook me a steak. I'm going to eat me a steak. I'm going to take me a shower, and I'm going to go to bed. Keep ketoing on. Get in touch with me if you want to go to Tennessee. The next ones, we're going to have to buy the tickets by the end of next week for the one in Atlanta, because it's exactly 7 days later. So those of you that want to go, the Atlanta one is $50. The Tennessee one is $60, and I'll be staying in a hotel. The hotel is $119 for the night, I think, and I'd really like to split that with at least one other person. 2 if possible. So, love y'all. Talk to you later. Sassy Keto Nurse, signing off.